Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumera Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister says the development of merged tribal areas is the key priority of government to improve socio-economic condition of the tribesmen. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have agreed to expand bilateral cooperation in the fields of information and culture. Foreign Minister says the entire nation and parliament is united on the issue of Kashmir. Pakistan has lodged strong protest with India over unprovoked ceasefire violations by Indian forces along the line of control. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 more Kashmiri youth in Bandipora district. In Afghanistan, 34 people were killed in a roadside bomb blast on Herat-Kandahar highway today. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the government is especially focusing on addressing the issue of malnutrition and adulteration. He was talking to UN resident coordinator Neil Bune, who called on him in Islamabad today. Referring to government's flagship Ehsaas program, he appreciated technical assistance being provided by the UN agencies. On the issue of population growth, the Prime Minister noted that issue of population was connected with primary health care and primary education. Therefore, the government is according priority to these areas. The Prime Minister said the development of merged tribal area is another key priority of the present government. He said we have allocated the highest ever funds for the uplift of the merged areas. The UN resident coordinator appreciated Prime Minister Imran Khan's vision and the steps taken by the government in addressing the issues which remained neglected in the past. Prime Minister Imran Khan says the government will construct 5 million housing units in the next 5 years to cater the housing needs of low-income and salaried class. He was addressing the ceremony of signing a memorandum of understanding for Naya Pakistan housing program in Islamabad today. He said that there is a shortage of 12.5 million housing units in the country, and Naya Pakistan housing program will provide an opportunity to low-income people to own their houses. President Dr. Arif Alvi says incorporating information technology is of paramount importance for sustainable economic development of a country in today's tech-driven world. He was talking to a delegation consisting of Dr. Ataur Rahman and Secretary Information Technology and Telecom Shoaib Siddiqui, led by Federal Minister for Information Technology and Telecom Khalid Maqbool Siddiqui, which called on him in Islamabad today. The president said socio-economic development is deeply linked with advancements in IT sector, making it more important for a developing country like Pakistan. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have agreed to expand bilateral cooperation in the fields of information and culture. The understanding came at a meeting between Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and Saudi Minister for Media, Turki bin Abdullah Al Shabana, in Islamabad today. Speaking on the occasion, the Foreign Minister said Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have long maintained historical and cultural relations, and Pakistan gives high value to its ties with Saudi Arabia. The minister thanked Saudi Arabia for increasing Hajj quota for Pakistan up to 200,000. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has said that the entire nation and parliament is united on the issue of Kashmir. He was addressing a press conference along with chairman of the parliament's Kashmir committee, Sayyid Fakhr Imam, in Islamabad today. He said that keeping in view of emerging situation in the occupied Kashmir, members of the Kashmir committee of the parliament were invited at the Foreign Office to hold discussion on the situation in the Indian-held Kashmir. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said that situation in the occupied Kashmir is worsening day by day, and India is neither ready to resolve the issue of Kashmir nor it wants mediation by any third party. Foreign Office summoned Indian Deputy High Commissioner Gaurav Ahluwalia today and lodged a strong protest over unprovoked ceasefire violations by the Indian forces along the line of control. An innocent civilian was martyred while 9 other civilians, including women and children, sustained serious injuries in Danna, Dadneyal, Jura, Lipa, Sharda and Shahkot sectors along line of control yesterday. In a statement, Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal said the Indian forces along the line of control and working boundary have continuously been targeting civilian populated areas with heavy mortars and automatic weapons, which still continues. Director General Inter-Services Public Relations Major General Asif Ghafoor says Pak Army shall take all measures to protect innocent civilians along line of control from Indian firing deliberately targeting them. In a tweet today, he said ceasefire violations by India will be effectively responded. The ISPR Director General said increased Indian ceasefire violations indicate their frustration due to failure in Indian-occupied Kashmir. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has strongly condemned the horrific bomb attack on a passenger bus on Kabul-Herat Road in Afghanistan today. In a statement today, Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Mohammad Faisal said, "We express sympathy with the innocent victims, many of them women and children." The spokesperson said such inhuman acts of violence against innocent civilians are condemnable. He said Pakistan condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. In Afghanistan, 34 people, including women and children, were killed and 17 others injured in a roadside bomb blast on Herat-Kandahar highway today. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops, in their fresh act of state terrorism, martyred 3 more Kashmiri youth in Bandipora district, raising the number of martyrs in the territory to 5 since yesterday. According to Kashmir Media Service, the troops killed the youth during a violent military operation at Bakhtur in Gurez area of Bandipora district. On the other hand, Hurriyat leader Mushtaqul Islam and Jammu and Kashmir Democratic Freedom Party urged the United Nations and the United States to prevail upon India to resolve the Kashmir dispute in its historical perspective. United States has urged Japan and South Korea to find a path forward for their diplomatic row. Talking to media, U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo said he would encourage Washington's 2 biggest Asian allies to work closely with us on our effort to denuclearize North Korea. Iran says Tehran is ready for dialogue with Saudi Arabia if Riyadh is also willing so. Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif said in Tehran today, "We are always ready for dialogue with our neighbors and never close the door to dialogue with them." Iranian Foreign Minister Javad Zarif says Iran is set to further curtail its commitment to its international nuclear deal with the major world powers unless its European partners move to protect it from U.S. sanctions. Speaking at state television today, he said that European partners should guarantee Tehran to sell its oil and collect the revenue. Israeli forces have detained 19 Palestinians in the West Bank today. In a statement, Palestinian Prisoners Society said the Israeli army stormed the cities of Hebron, Tulkarem, Kalkilia, Jenin, Ramallah, and Al Bira and arrested with locals. And finally, the weather. Widespread rains and a wind thunderstorm with isolated heavy to very heavy falls are expected in Hazara, Malakand, Peshawar, Mardan, Rawalpindi, Gujranwala, Lahore, Sargodha, Faisalabad divisions, Islamabad and Kashmir, while at scattered places in Kohat, Bannu divisions, and Gilgit-Baltistan at isolated places in Job, Kalat and Sakkar divisions during the next 12 hours. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister says the development of merged tribal areas is key priority of the government to improve socio-economic condition of the tribesmen. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have agreed to expand bilateral cooperation in the fields of information and culture. Foreign Minister says the entire nation and parliament is united on the issue of Kashmir. Pakistan has lodged a strong protest with India over unprovoked ceasefire violations by Indian forces along the line of control. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in a fresh act of state terrorism martyred 3 more Kashmiri youth in Bandipora district. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live streaming of our bulletin on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.